Greetings and salutations. My name is John. Thank you for checking me out. Always, if you like it, please like and subscribe. This video is about the 2020 NBA Draft. This is my mock draft, my post-lottery mock draft 1.0. So, starting off with the first pick, the Minnesota Timberwolves won, I guess you could say, they won the draft. They won the lottery and got the first pick. They have some foundational talent in Karl-Anthony Towns and D'Angelo Russell. I think they'll add to that with Anthony Edwards out of Georgia. He's a pretty big two-guard, pretty explosive offensive player. He needs to work on his defense and efficiency, but I think he adds to that talent there. I know the Wolves just recently acquired Malik Beasley, but I think Beasley will be on that trading block pretty soon and see what they can get back. But the Wolves also have two other picks in this draft, so they'll definitely be adding some talent and be much more competitive in the years to come. Hopefully, they can compete for that championship in a few years. But with the second pick, the Golden State Warriors are picking second. A lot of analysts have them, or I guess there are rumors out there that the Warriors are going to trade this pick. Personally, I don't think they're going to trade it. I think they're going to select Wiseman, James Wiseman, who went to Memphis briefly. The Warriors, several years ago, they won championship with Andrew Bogut and Dirty Zaza Pachulia. So I think Wiseman kind of fits that mold. They have the same core players with Steph, Clay, and Draymond, and I don't know if you can say that they have a hole at the center. They like, I forget that kid's name, Marquise Chris. They're developing him. I can't say he's a solid starter, but he's a talent. He's developing. He's very athletic, and they also have Andrew Wiggins, but I think they'll spread talent along and select James Wiseman with that second pick. With the third pick, the Hornets lucked out, moved up a few picks. And very controversial, but they have the opportunity to select LaMelo Ball. It'd be interesting to see how LeVar Ball treats the Hornets. He's pretty much, I'm sure he's going to want to rub elbows with Michael Jordan, so I don't think you're going to hear too much out of him. But, I like Devontae Graham, but he's a little undersized. They selected the two-guard for Kentucky. It didn't work out. Also, they have Terry Rozier. Those two play point guard, but I think he's definitely much more talented than them. Gives size to them. The Hornets, they have some forwards, a bunch of forwards are developing. So, Denny Adija, the international player, he's pretty talented. I don't think they go forward. I think they go LaMelo Ball and upgrade the point guard position, and they have a few picks later in the draft. With the fourth picks, the Chicago Bulls, they're picking fourth, and I think they go small forward. I think they go Denny Adija, the international player. He's a pretty big wing. For some reason, Otto Porter's not really working out in Chicago, and they have some solid talent. I wouldn't say solid players, but they have some solid talent at other positions. Kind of the wing and might be the weakest. They could go point guard, but I think Denny Adija is a little more talented than Hayes and Halliburton, so they're going best player available. Fifth pick, Cleveland Cavaliers. They have some talent. They need to figure out their point guard position. They don't necessarily have floor generals. They have two athletic score first guards. I like Kevin Porter. I think he's a talent. But I think the Cavs go with Okongwu. They go with a big, I don't think Okongwu is necessarily a traditional center or true power forward, but I think he's a big, can play either position. I think he's a two-way player. Brings pretty good energy on offense and defense, and I think he upgrades the talent level. I know there are a couple of veterans they have at power forward and center, but I think Okongwu comes up there and he takes time to develop and can compete and also give him some starter minutes in a couple of years. With the sixth pick, the Hawks are picking six. They have Trae Young and a host of other players. Uh, they have some talent. They're a young team. They're developing. I think John Collins is probably the second best player. Last year he was suspended for a few games. There's some question marks about depending on him long term. So I think they go with Obi Toppin out of Ohio. Um, Toppin plays power forward. He's an athletic guy. He's a high riser. He's do that. From the dunker spot. Roll to the basket. Can put the ball on the floor a little bit. Good offensive player. But I don't think in college he hasn't. At Dayton he hasn't shown the propensity to play defense. But hopefully he'll be open to that and develop as a two-way player and you know give the Hawks a chance to get better. The Hawks they have a lot of talent, well, a lot of potential. Those kids, they just need to play. I don't think their franchise is ready to sign that superstar yet, but they should get out there and develop. With the seventh pick, the Detroit Pistons are selecting seventh. Who knows what the Detroit Pistons are doing? Last year, as far as like a player personnel perspective or a general manager, I don't know what they did. They gave away some talent. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they have a direction. I like Sekou Naboy as a young player. They still have Blake. Blake's getting up there in age. He's a good veteran though. Not real healthy all the time, but Luke Kennard's there. Hopefully, they can sign. I forget the center's name. Pretty athletic center. So they can sign back. But I think they have a hole at point guard. So they get a chance to take Killian Hayes from Europe, international player, young guy. He's a 6'5" point guard, kind of like combo guard, but I think he developed into a point guard, playmaker for them. Good size, good athleticism. Needs to work on his jump shot. I think he fits in with the direction that Detroit should be going in developing solid players at each position and upgrading talent. Eighth, the Knicks are selecting. Again, the Knicks aren't selecting as high as they would like to. But I think they get a chance to get a half-decent player. Halliburton out of Iowa State, 6'5" point guard, very, very good length. But he's light. He needs to gain some strength and some weight. The Knicks definitely upgrade at point guard. They have Frank there, Ntilikina. I think that's how you pronounce it, French guard. But Halliburton, I think he upgrades as far as talent wise at the point guard position, and I think that's the best spot for the Knicks and also for Halliburton to go. With the ninth pick, the Washington Wizards, they select ninth, and they have Wall coming back next year. Beal's an exceptional player. Thomas Bryant, okay center. I wouldn't say he's solid. I think they need an upgrade there. Behind him, there's Wagner out of Michigan. I like Wagner, but he's a hothead. He's emotional. He's foul prone. So, but instead of going center, I think they're not necessarily centers in this position. So I think the Wizards go with Okoro. I think Okoro's a wing player, a good defender. The Wizards, they're not very great on defense. They also have the sharp shooting power forward they got from the Spurs. But Okoro, Troy Brown out of Oregon. He's kind of a playmaking small forward for them, but Okoro gives them some beef in the middle. Not the middle lineup, the small forward. I think he can defend the perimeter, strong enough to defend in the paint. Not necessarily a tall guy, but can definitely be a decent rotational player. And they got Roy Hachimura out of Gonzaga, who's a pretty decent rookie last year. I think think he's going to develop into a solid player. He's a decent mid-range game, knocking down shots. Probably gained some weight, still light. Um, but I think the Wizards are going in a good direction to get more healthy. You know, they could use a backup point guard. Even though I love Ish Smith as a player, but they could use some talent there. I think they have that kid from Connecticut. I forget his name, but I like the kid they got from Boston College, 2 guard they got in trade with the Clippers. I think it was the Clippers. Robinson. Yeah, I think he's developing into going to be a solid player. A couple more years, gradual evolution of their Robinson there. But yeah, I think Wizards go with a small forward, Okoro. And the 10th pick, the last pick in this video, the Suns. The Suns balled out. They really balled out in the bubble. Um, Booker is an amazing talent. He's developing. He's going to be a superstar. Aiton's decent in the middle. They have some wings. They could use a backup point guard to develop for the future. They could also use a power forward, kind of play in the middle when Aiton wants to be around the 18 foot area and kind of like jump shots and kind of drive a little bit. But they could go with a point guard. They could go with Cole Anthony. I think that superstars they're pretty ball dominant. So as the more Devin Booker develops, the less there's going to be a need for a floor general at the point guard position. But I think right here the Suns go with Precious Achiuwa out of Memphis. A solid power forward, solid as far as frame, 2-way player, very energetic. This guy doesn't take plays off, plays both sides of the ball, offense, defense, athletic, decent length. 6'9" is the average height for a power forward. I think he gives you all out effort. I think they want to retain Booker. Booker needs to be impressed with their draft selections and their free agency decisions. But I think Precious Achiuwa is somebody who can impress Booker and go all out for Monty Williams. I think the Suns, this is their only pick, so they have to make it a good one, and hopefully it works out for them. But thanks for checking this out. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you want to give some feedback, please make some comments below. This is John. Check out my next video, 10 through 20, for the 2020 NBA mock draft, post lottery 1.0. Do right and live comfortably.